So we're getting pretty much all the Doctor Who episodes on BBC iPlayer. I guess it's some justification for me paying my licence fee. Anyway, apart from The Unearthly Child, for reasons I think we all know, isn't it good to have Doctor Who available officially without having to dig through all the DVDs or wherever else you might get it from? Also, the Whodiverse stories where they get former characters back together, it's just been marvellous. I've got to say, it's just been excellent. Well, with Sylvester McCoy and Ace, a bit of grit in my eye was struggling with when they met. It's wonderful. And see Colin Baker back as the Doctor with Perry and Stephen and all the old Jamie. It's just been magical. It really has been superb. So, a while ago I did a review of some battered old 20th anniversary Radio Times special. We're going to move forward 10 years to the 30th anniversary special. Now, I've got a bad habit of keeping price labels on things. So I paid $6.99 for this. I think I bought it just after it came out. So from 1993, this is Timeframe, an illustrated history of Doctor Who. It's released for the 30th anniversary. Let's have a look. So as we delve into this, the illustrated history by David J. Howe. It's not just pictures from the TV shows. It is the illustrated history. In a time where those were the Doctors. 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. So this was in the lost years. Now there is some gorgeous artwork in this. We've got the 60s. And as I said, it's not just stills from the TV show. The Romans there. Could make the noise. These I'm not. Again, it goes through each season. Celestial Toymaker, will he return? Will he return this Christmas? A poster for the Wyndham Theatre, The Curse of the Daleks, Inversion Earth, 2150 AD, which I've recently done a review of the excellent Blu-ray release. Okay, now to season 4. All sorts of quirky, so a lot of these are from the Virgin Publishing covers. So a lot of quirky artwork from these stories. Some of it's not the greatest artwork, but, interesting enough. Colour production still. Let's move on. The Mine Robber. The Ice Warriors. And a press clipping of when comedian John Pertwee, he will star in colour. The huge transition the series made from black and white to colour. And the huge transition from the second to third Doctor. And some now I remember these kind of, I won't call it a fairground ride. Something you won't put 10p in and it made noise. I remember those. At Blackpool. Into the multicoloured 70s. That wonderful Radio Times cover with John. And again, some of the lovely book covers. John, Inferno. Wow, what an Inferno crazy. Is it the best third Doctor episode? Maybe. And again, the Radio Times cover, which John wasn't happy with because he was only yay big and Roger Delgado was that big. I believe John wasn't too pleased about that. Venusian Aikido there. And again, the 3 Doctors. 4 illustrations. And a lovely Radio Times cover of the 3 Doctors with John making sure he's at the top, I think, for this one. TARDIS Commander, wow. The Doctor Who exhibition at Blackpool. I really wanted to go to this, but could I have gone to it? No, I don't in one, but I remember seeing pictures of when Tom Baker went to the Doctor Who exhibition at Blackpool and basically closed Blackpool down. I would love to have gone to that. John doing his bit for road safety with Splink. The TV advert, the safety advert. Again, another Radio Times cover with John. Front and centre. Radio Times. Glad. And on to Tom Baker. How Boiler Suit Tom became Doctor Who. So there's lots of nice press clippings in this, as well as... Look at that Target book cover. Isn't that an amazing drawing of the giant robots? Classic picture of Tom there. So I started... There it is. That's the Doctor Who exhibition at Blackpool. You can see the tower there. And yeah, it was huge. It was huge. 1975, I'm in 2, so far too young for such things. Here comes Leela. Now I started remembering the series with Leela in it. So I will have been 4 years old. So I kind of remember, aye, Katie Manning naked with a Dalek. Yeah, dates it somewhat, doesn't it? But Tom, didn't he just embrace being the Doctor? Didn't he love being the Doctor? Didn't we love him being the Doctor? Daleks advertising Higson's beer. Never heard of Higson's beer, but what a lovely picture of Tom that. Doctor Pooh, whatever that is. So yeah, I do remember starting to watch it Saturday tea times. I was too young to go to the football, so my dad used to go to the football and pick me up. Transfers. Who remembers Letraset transfers that you used to scratch on with a pencil? Step into the 80s. Buy a computer. So Lalla Ward and Tom advertising computers. And into the 80s. Into the 80s. With John Nathan Turner, for better or for worse. And they knew who could be a woman. So even in 1980, they were talking about a female Doctor. I think the show changed to being on midweek. So since I'd started going to the football around then on the Saturday, I didn't have to race home to watch it. So I definitely watched these. I remember The King's Demon. That's the one. That's the one I reviewed in one of our previous videos. And it was huge. The Five Doctors was huge. Looking back, I don't think it's the best by a long way. There's Colin taking over. Much maligned at the time. See, look, just what the Doctor ordered. And a picture of Nicola Bryan in a swimsuit. Yeah, you just won't see that now, would you? Colin Baker, dream role. I think Colin at the time was... He got a bad press for being the Doctor, especially around that costume. But in hindsight, what a good Doctor he was. What a good Doctor he still is, according to the Who universe. There. Cover that up, but Doctor Who is axed in the BBC plot. And I think it was on a Tuesday night, some random night. Oh, a obituary there for Patrick Troughton, who sadly passed away. John. John being John. And again, it's like Tom Baker, another actor who just seemed to relish. And I think Colin Baker's become like John. You know, at the time, he was, queried in the press for becoming the Doctor, but he looks back on the part with fondness, and despite the way they got rid of him, don't seem to be any malice. To get rid of him, here's Sylvester McCoy. Again, Doctor Who was pretty much panned in the press, but I think Sylvester McCoy was an excellent Doctor, or became an excellent Doctor. I think at the time of the Rani, with him falling around on the floor, was not great. But he really developed into an arch schemer. Some really bad footage of this on YouTube. John Pertwee in a live performance of the Doctor, which Colin Baker took over from. So imagine old doctors playing the Doctor now. And this is where Sylvester McCoy really found his feet. He really did. Starting in season 26, and the show did become noticeably darker, and wasn't it good for it? The arch plotter, the arch schemer. And then, in Survival, the Doctor and Ace walked back to the TARDIS, and you probably never thought you'd see him again. So into the 90s, it was all over. Or was it all over? There was rumblings of a movie being made. The episodes were repeated on the satellite channel BSB, so I remember these being on. I think I videoed some off the TV. Sorry, BBC. But they actually made a little TARDIS set. And some of these independent productions, I bought one of these. It's quite good, to be honest. So, you know, people like Sophie Aldred, Colin Baker, you know, they never really went away. They kept the show going with Big Finish and some of these kind of Doctor Who-ish adventures. Even Tom got in on the act. But the BBC kept, despite not making it, they kept flogging us books such as this, a Doctor Who chess set, John in another real-time pictures, unofficial adventure. I don't remember seeing this, even a pinball machine, that's pretty cool, and model kits. So the show nearly didn't really go away, but this is pre-movie, we all thought it was over. So yeah, I used to, when it came out, this book, I used to really enjoy it because, you know, a lot of us thought it would never come back, and here it is, it's bigger than ever. So there it is, Doctor Who 30th Anniversary Time Frame, the illustrated history by David J. Howe. I paid $6.99, so I think it's $15.99 new, so I got a bargain. I love a bargain. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.